Alrighty, this week is going to be a little short, sharp and shiny video, so I'll try and keep this one short just to keep you entertained, as I don't want to make the videos too long and then find that you might lose interest. So last week we did a video about how I was venturing off into the new thing, so doing my own gig. That's been going great. Had a lot of good feedback from that, which was really good, and a lot of good comments also. So it's just good to get people that sometimes the people you don't even know show the biggest support, and that's been great. So this week we've been chipping away on Derek's HQ, which has been good. We've also had a couple of little fill-in jobs in between, and also some progress on the Old Boys 55 Sports Coupe. So we'll spin the camera around and we'll get into talking about what has been going on this week in the shed. Alrighty, so we started off the week with ripping the back doors off the HQ. Just some ease of access to get into the rear end once we start getting stuck into the rear clip on this. So as I mentioned in the last video, the owner of the car's kind of just tacked in the rear clip that is supplied with where he likes it, and we're going to work from that. So that's great. Might make some modifications here and there with in terms of the tunnel and the tail shaft clearance, but that's sweet. We're going to design and make a the body mounts for the rear control arms. There is nothing really yet, as it is just made up kind of from scrap, just to move the car around. They actually kind of ripped out the floor. I'll try and show you. They ripped out the floor on the way here, and the control arms would just kind of tip through to the floor. But that's fine. So we'll come up with a design this week, so it works with the rails kind of following the, I'm going to go with a short top arm and a long bottom arm, which I think works well. Just a personal preference, and being a street car, it's not going to be a race car for, some time. He plans on racing it eventually, which is sick. This bar here is just temporary, like we would have spoken about in the last video, so just to get the ride height set. And like I said, we've got some doubler plates and holes designed up with a mate of mine, so I've had those all cut. We're working to getting some control arm mounts made up this week. So we've got the rear doors off, just got the car squared up off the ground now on all of the jack stands, as you would see. So it's not only supported from the back, we've made up some little supports that come off the rear bumper bar brackets or the rear bumper bar holes, just to keep the car nice and flat. As we do all these works, you'll find that the bodies of these cars tend to move around and twist, and we don't want none of that. So I think we had the other day, you can see now there's about 8 jack stands under it, but we had 10, including the front of the clip where the chassis rail finishes, while we are doing some chassis mods. So it was just easier for now for me to walk the whole front clip off. We've taken the, as you can see, the front guards and the boot, or the bonnet and the nose cone off, walked all that out, just so we can get into working on all the chassis mods we need to do. So I've gone ahead this week and we've just finished off doing all the kidney plates, which is a requirement, especially in SA for engineering. So these are prone to cracking through here, and it's a bit of a weak spot. So we've repaired all the cracks both sides in this that it was cracked, so we've fixed all that, which is the connecting plate that wraps around to the chassis. And we've gone ahead, we cut this off, put a 4mm plate in here, welded it all. I've also plug welded it in 3 spots, even behind here, and then joined that up as well. So it was a little bit, this plate did have a little bit of rust behind it, so I've sandblasted that, and that's been all welded back in, which turned out well. Show you the other side just quickly. That come out pretty good, so pretty happy with that. That's just sitting in edge primer. All the control arms and so on and so forth, they're all going to get removed, as I believe we're going to go with the United Speed Shop setup with an adjustable coilover. So eventually this will all get stripped, and we'll try and finish off all the chassis modifications, and then we can move towards getting the chassis removed off of the body, and then we'll get it sandblasted or dipped. So working with the big block power plant, and also the very large Vortec blower that you would have seen in the last video. We've got the engine sitting in the desired spot, which Derek's gone and done. So we're working off of that, as the blower is a bonnet clearance issue. We're going to be running a flat bonnet on this car, which I'm on the same page as with him, which is killer. So flat bonnet, big tire, street car. We've lowered the engine roughly 2 inches, so the engine is down probably 2 inches further than it is from factory. So as you can see, we've had to do quite a drastic notch into the chassis, which is fine. We've just done that out of 5mm plate, and all the inside of the chassis has been braced, so we've done that out of 5mm flat bar as well. We've got one following the bar and following the line in the chassis that's underneath, and also we're running one directly across, and that'll be stitch welded all in place. We'll throw up some photos of that just to give you an idea. So we'll get the engine back in place this week. We've just got a dummy turbo 400, and of course we've sat that Moroso sump on and masked that all up with masking tape just so we don't damage any of that. So we'll get that back in there tomorrow, as today is Sunday. Thought I would do a little bit of filming as we just bring in the Tirana back from doing a bit of cruising this week. So yesterday we went on the Tough Street at Adelaide cruise in the LC. We also took out the hatchback. So had Jamie and Paul come around from Keys Transmissions, and we've just fitted a trans brake valve body just to make some changes to the trans that was in that, as last time we raced that had a little bit of a hesitation issue on the shift, and Paul sorted that out, which is killer. So we're going to sort that out. Next Friday night there is a street meet at Talon Bend at the Bend Dragway, but at this stage it looks like it's going to be 37, so we might probably give that a miss. I'd be keen to run the hatch on pump fuel and even with the mufflers on it and just see how it goes, because I really think that it's got a 9 in it, but it's still running 411 diff gears, and we've got 4 5s to go in it. But if we can get away with running it into the 9s with the 411s, I'll be very happy, because the 4 5s will be good, but on the street it might change a bit of those characteristics, and I don't want it screaming too much. But at 110 now in the hatchback, it's literally camming over, and it's hardly even working. So the thing is designed and built to rev, so that's what we're going to do with it. So also this week, what else has been happening? Like I said, we've got that blower pulled off, and check out the size of this thing. It is massive compared to my hand. Look at the size of this thing. So this paired up with the, I think we're going to aim for around 600 cubes with this dark big end block. It's going to be pretty rowdy. We'll check out the size of the, look at this thing. I think it's going to be pretty noisy, so I'm going to struggle to probably keep it quiet, but it's going to be pretty cool. We've also got some strange brakes in stock this week. So the Evolution 4 strange stainless brakes with the dynamic drive mount. So if you're interested in any more info on these, I'm currently doing an early model Commodore brake kit for these. You can find these on the Evans Racing Facebook page, and these are an absolutely amazing piece. So I've got these on my own personal car, designed up a bracket for them, and then it took off with a lot of interest. So if you're interested, hit me up. Look up the Evans Race Facebook page, and you'll find all the information there on the pinned post at the top. So also, next video you'll probably see, as we're getting very close to finishing off the 55. We're going to do some bonnet mods, but also it's almost very close to firing up. We've been doing some fuel system mods, and it's just getting a bit of a birthday. We're just getting a transmission yoke this week to modify that tail shaft, as we're putting a turbo 400 in it now as well, and losing the turbo 700 that was in it with the overdrive. So that'll be up for sale soon. From the day with a converter to suit, I think it was roughly 4.5, so that worked well, nothing wrong with it. Just going for a 3-speed now and a bit more ponies, so that'll wake that up, and hopefully see that on the next video, as we're very close to firing this one up. Alrighty, we are going to wrap this little video up there, and we hope to see you all on the next one. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you all on the next one. Cheers.